Hello everyone, welcome to the Architect Testing Tools, day 8, RestAssured API Testing with the Java Programming. In this session, I'm going to talk about the JSON path and XML path. Apart from that, we'll be also reading a couple of files like config files, JSON file, XML files, etc. So first we'll go with the config file readers in RestAssured A framework using Java, and then we'll go with the parsing JSON response using the JSON path. And we also will be extracting the specific values from JSON and parsing XML response using XML path. And we'll deal with multiple concepts in the XMLs, like we'll be creating an XML file and we'll be reading the data by using Java programming language, and we also apply the same data, those data in your rest assured automation. Apart from that, also, we also take the web service, a sample web service. It's a SOAP service. Then we will be reading the response data by using XML path. So apart from that, we also will be working on with the nested JSON, and also we'll work with the arrays in JSON. Let's go one by one. Practically, we'll see how it is going to be. First, we'll go with the read config readers, like usually in any framework. Okay, it can be UI automation, it can be API automation. So any automation, usually we will be having the property files. So how to create these property files? What is the purpose of these first property files? So usually we'll be creating and we'll be placing couple of static data to your config.property files. Static data in the sense like the data which cannot be changed through entire your automation. Assume that there is some information like about your environmental information, like it's a queue environment, staging environment, or production environment URLs. So these links may not be changed throughout your automation testing. And apart from that, we also placing the server information, like the server URL, your database credentials, database URL, database name, database password, and database username, etc. And apart from that, we also will be placing the REST API details, like this is the base URL endpoint, right? So this will not be changed. So let's say you'll be having three different environments in your project, like QA, staging, and production. If you have three different APIs like QA API and stage API and production API, then you can mention like QA underscore base URL and stage underscore base URL, like that. You can also mention like that. And apart from that, this is a resource URL, and yeah, this also most of the times it won't be changed. Maybe for your project it will be changed. If it is changed, then you don't use this. And get single user endpoint. Okay, I'm also placing this in the configured properties. I'll be reading this. And okay, first thing, after creating this config.properties, right? So config.properties and how to read this file is important code. So by using Java programming language, we'll be reading those config.property files. So we'll be creating config.properties in the project level, um, like SRC test resources. There we have the config.properties. And in that file, you can place all this data. And this is how you can read the data from the config file. So private static final properties is properties props is equal to new properties, and then we are getting the static method. This static method, will be run before running any test in the framework. Okay, any test in the project. This is static blocks usually will run before starting of your any of your tests. So it will invoke this test and it will return the data from the configured properties. So try file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. This is how you can read the property files. Reading the property files. Then properties dot load and FIS object here. And finally, we'll be having another method that's called public static string get string key. So this properties object, okay, whatever the properties object, right? So prop dot get property. So get property is a key. Get property of a key. Key name you have to provide here. Left side base URL is a key, right side is a value. So if you want to read the data, like example, get of string key, right? So get of base URL, get of get all user endpoint. So this should be in double quotes. So this we'll see practically one by one. All right. So use properties in your test. How to use this properties in your test? Here you go. So we have the before class public void setup base URI is equal to config reader dot get of base URI. This is the how you can use it. And we have the test method. test get all users. Okay. So given dot when dot get config reader dot get off. This is your sub URL. I mean, this is a resource URL. This is how, this is the one. Okay. This is the one API users. This is how you can get all your users. So this is how you can get it. Dot then dot status code 200. Yep. And get user by ID. So if you want to get the specific ID of the user, I mean users by ID, then you can use given dot path parameters. Path parameters. Here you go. You can define like this: API slash users slash, and this is a curly bracket ID, and you can close this curly bracket. Then you can pass like this: dot path parameters ID, comma 2. Dot when dot get and configure dot get, and this is the get single user endpoint dot then and status code 200. So we can see this practically so that we can understand how it is going to be. All right. So first we'll see this. The first thing we have to read the config properties, right? So I'll go on, open this. Right. So first I'll create a config.property files where I'll create, I'll be creating these test resources, right? Right click, config. I'm creating a folder here, right click, a file. This is called config.properties. Properties. All right. So here you can mention the, 1 second. So there you can mention the data, this data, you can copy paste here. Yes, here you go. So now the properties are created in the config.properties, right? So after this, how to read this data? So what I'll do, I'll just create a config reader, right? All right. So after this, so what I'll do, I'm just going to create a private variable, private static, and this is going to be a final variable which cannot be overridden, or maybe it cannot be used. Properties prop is equal to new properties. Done. Object got created. Then we'll be creating a static block, right? Static block. It's not a starting method, static block. So in the static blocks, I'm just creating that try block because why I'm doing this try block? Because if the file is not found, then it is going to give the file not found exception. So I'm going to give file input stream FIS is equal new file input stream, right? And yeah, in this, I'm going to give the file path name. Where is the file path? Here, and is this SRC test resource, right? So I can give like this: system dot get property, get property, sorry, get property, and here I can give user directory. Okay, user directory. So that is going to identify the entire project, this project, okay, this project. And in that project, what is the file location here? You can see file location plus double quotes. Let me remove this. Yep. And here SRC, but we have to give the slash, right? Slash SRC slash test resources slash test resources. Again, we have the config folder inside that config slash config dot properties, config dot properties. Done. All right. So once it is done, then what you'll do, close and open this bracket here. Yes. Fine. So then prop dot load of FIS. Right. So this is how we are going to load the data from the property files, right? Then what next? Then we'll be creating the method, a specific method, public static string, get string key. So I'll be creating a method, public static string get method, and here it is going to be string key, and return prop dot get property of key. That's it. Done. So now we are done with the reading the property files. Then how to utilize this in your actual test? Okay, actual test. So I'm going to create a new class here, test class here, and here day 8 underscore config readers, config, not config reader, property file, reader test. Right. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give before class. Before class, I'm setting up this something public void. This is called to be set up rest assured dot base URI is equal. And here what you'll give, you have to provide and you have to call that method config reader dot get method, right? Get. So what is the URL you want to pass it from here? This is the URL I want to pass it. Right. Done. And after this, I will be creating a test method, guys. Test method, public void, and this is test get all users. Test get all users. So here, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to given. So for given, I think we need to add this import, static import, compulsory. And anyway, I'm going to add the matches also. Again, will be copy paste. Right. So given dot when dot given dot when dot get of your URL, right? So what is the URL? The config reader dot get of key. What is the key name, guys? Let me put it side by side. Yes. So config reader, the first one, right? This is the one, list of users. Yes. And after getting this URL, then what do you have to do? We have to verify the status code. We have to verify the, I have to remove this. Verify the status code dot status code of 200. If you want to do it logs, you can do it, no problem. Log all, enough. And let me test it once. We'll see how it is going to work. Yeah, it is passing, right? Perfect. It is working fine. And what is the second test? Second test I have to use with the path parameters, right? With the path parameters, that is the ID. See, this is the ID. Okay. All right, let me check it out once. What is the test? Test public void test get user by ID. Get user by ID. All right. So same thing, given dot path params, and here you can give ID. Then here is the value dot when dot get URL, right? Get URL. So what is the URL? Same config reader dot get of. This is the key, right? And after this, then we have to verify the status code. Simple. Dot status code 200 dot log dot all. Simple. Now you can run it if you want. Run both tests at a time. Yes, both are passing. Okay. So this is how you can read the config file data to your and pass that information to your rest assured code. Okay. Hope you understand this. Then we'll move on to the next one. Right. So there is another concept, config file, that is combining with the rest assured configs. We have also predefined methods in the rest assured that is called config. That is called config. Okay. So in your rest assured test, you can now configure base URI and endpoint like this. Given dot config new config dot redirect config dot follow redirect of false dot when dot get of endpoint URL dot then dot status code 200. Let us try with this. We'll see that. Let us try with this. I'm going to create another method here. Test public. And this is going to be with the rest assured configs. Test rest assured configs. Right. And let me first comment this. Enable is equal to false. Enable is equal to false. Right. So let me go ahead and check it out. Given dot config. There is a config, rest assured config. You see that? Rest assured config. Now you can hear new config dot new config dot, and what is a redirect, right? Redirect of redirect config dot, then follow redirect of redirect, sorry, false, right? So but I don't see this one is showing error message, right? So we have to import those things. Imports is compulsory. That is import static io dot rest assured dot. You see that config here? Config dot rest, sorry, redirect config dot, then redirect config. Simple. And one more import static io dot rest assured dot config dot, that is a rest assured config dot new config. Done. Now let's go down here. Yep, it's gone. Now you can go ahead and check it out. Dot when dot get URL. So what is the URL there? The same URL. I can copy this one. Where is the URL? Sorry, not this one. Where is the property file? Yes, here you go. I'll go with this. Double quotes. Yes. I'm sorry, not like this. Config reader dot get, or else you can directly give like this, no problem. If you want to give like this, you can give it. I'm sorry, dot then, oh, something went wrong here, I think. I'm sorry, I have to remove this. Yes, dot status code 200 dot log dot all. That's it. Now let us run this and see this. Yes, it's passing the data. Okay. Or else you can also do like this. We can also do like this. Config reader dot get off. This is the endpoint. That's it. Yes. So this is how it is getting the data. Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to the next topic, that is so parsing JSON response using JSON path. So we already learned in the previous session, but we didn't learn much about the JSON path related things, right? JSON path. So how to do this JSON path and all. Okay. So first, what is JSON path? The JSON path is similar to the XPath. You may heard about this XPath in the Selenium automation testing or maybe any other automation testing tools, right? So we see that there is an XPath to identify in a particular element. So here also to identify the element or key in the JSON file, we have to use the JSON path. So JSON path is similar to the XPath for XML. Okay. It is used to extract data from JSON responses. So why we are using the JSON path? JSON path is being used to identify the JSON elements. If you want to identify this element, like example key, ID, email, first name, last name. So we need a JSON path. Okay. Example data dot first name. That means it is going to identify this first name in this JSON path. That is Janet. If you want to identify this data dot email, that is janet.weaver at request rest.in. So this is how we can identify the element from the JSON file. So for that, we'll be reading, response is equal to given dot get of this URL, and JSON path is equal to JSON path dot JSON path and string. This is for the identify the a single element, single key or single field from the JSON file. Okay, we'll see this practically. Let's go here, and I'm going to use the test public void reading JSON file using path. Right. So response is equal to given dot get. So we must use this again. Where is this? Slash API slash users. Done. Now run it. Yes, it is printing. Where is it printing? Yes, George, Kenneth, Emma, Eve, Charles, Tracy. Okay, there are different type of elements. Let me check it out. How many elements are there? For that, what I'll do, I'll go ahead and copy this. Six elements. So that's why it is printing 6 elements in the console. See that 6 elements. Okay. If you want to print different other elements, can copy this. Copy this. Paste here. It's called last underscore name, and this is last underscore name. Copy this and paste here. So it is going to print. All right. So first name and last name printed off for all the elements, for all the tags. Okay. So this is how you can read the JSON path or JSON file data by using JSON path. Let's go ahead and check another one. So we have a dummy JSON API. And if you see the dummyjson.com users, and we have the bunch of users here, ID 1, 2, and we have total skip limit. But we have the bunch of data here. I mean, this array data, like ID first and last name, this is one set, second set, like this. If we have a multiple set like this, then how do you read the data, by using arrays, by using list, okay? So this is how the code, let's see this practically, how it is going to work. Let's go extract all data from JSON array objects. So let me create a method, a test method, public void, and test JSON array objects. So I'm going to read all the values. I mean, all the IDs or names like this. If you see, right? So first names, last names. Okay. How to read that? All right. Let me go ahead and declare the response here. Response. Okay. I'm sorry. Response is equal given. Sorry. RestAssured dot given dot base URI. Okay, base URL, I'm just going to give it. What is the base URL? This is the base URL. Okay, this is the base URL. I can remove this, right? So after base URL, then what next? Dot when and dot get of your resource URL. I have the users, right? Users. And then finally, we are going to, if you want to stop this here and just verify the, take the values from the JSON content. So same JSON path, JSON path, JSON path is equal to response.json path, simple. Okay. And after this, if you want to read the multiple data, the array elements, right? So you can use list of string, list of string. And here you can give example first name, which name? First name. First names I want to read it. First name is equal to JSON path dot get dot sorry get list, and here you can use. Okay, now we want the path, right? We want the path of this one. So how to read the path? Let me copy this, go here, paste here, modify, and users. Okay, you can take this users dot first name, right? Users dot first name, but we have the 0 1 2 like this. Okay, forget about that. Just users dot path, that's it. Users dot path, users dot first name, that's it. And semicolon system dot out dot println, and here you go, first name, run it. Yes, let me check it out how all the names are coming up. Yes, it is coming here. If you don't declare this list string, right, so you will not get the actual value. Okay, let's example like this. If I'm seeing like this, first name, okay, first name is equal to JSON path dot get, only get string you will get it. You will not get any get list. So this is for only single field from the JSON file. So for this, you must use this format. Which format? This format. Number one or zero or one or two, like this. Okay, like this you can use it. If I use this second name, only single name, you'll get it. Only single name, you will get it. Right. Let me print here. We'll see. Yes, let's go here. Yes. Sophia, you are getting it. Okay. 0, 1, 2, like this. So if you want to get the list of array elements from the JSON, you can use a list of string. First name is equal to JSON path dot get list users dot first name. Okay, no need to provide any index here. Okay, don't give any index for the list variables. Now let's jump onto the new topic, guys. Yes, let's go here. Now the fourth topic is actually, okay, once again, where is that here? Yes, parsing XML response using XML path. Parsing, yes, parsing XML response using XML path. I have a XML data. I have XML data. So if you can create the XML data, you can create it. Or else, usually we have to read the XML response, right? Read the XML response. Okay, how to read that XML response data by using XML path. Okay, we'll see this. We'll see one by one. So first, let me go ahead and create a new class that is called XML file readers. XML, the 8 XML response readers. Okay, right. I'm going to create a test method again. Public void XML response read. right? Same thing. Response is equal given. I can say like rest assured dot no problem. Rest assured dot given dot accept the what we can say the content type, right? So content type you have to add it. The content type dot XML file, not JSON. Okay, and then get of URL. So I have a sample URL here. This is the one. This is the one. And let me read this. Let me copy this. Yes, paste here. And after this, okay, we are setting this response. Now we are going to read the XML path, right? XML path. XML path, I would dot rest assured dot path dot XML. Yes. And here XML path is equal to response dot, okay, XML path. Response dot XML path. For JSON path is equal to response dot JSON path. For XML path is equal to response dot XML path. That's it. System dot order println. Just you can go ahead and XML path dot get get string. Simple. Get string. And here is a question. So let's say if you go ahead and navigate to this one, right? So let me open the browser. Navigate to here. Yes. So this is the main node is a key, and this is the child case. Okay. This child tag, okay, is a child tag. Node dot to, node dot from, node dot heading, node dot body. That's it. So here node dot to, node dot to. That's it. You can go ahead and run it. We'll see. Yes, it's passing. So this is toe. You see that toe is printing. Okay. So this is how you can read the what is that XML response data. Okay. Now we'll go with the detailed content. How to read this. Okay. So this is how we can read the response data from the web service, right? Example, this is the web service. Okay. So this is XML file from the service. So now if you want to read the XML data directly, okay, you have the XML data or XML. Once again. So if you want to print all the information in the pretty format, okay, if you want to print this all the response data in the pretty format, okay, for each tag or each XML node, you can use like this. Response dot. There is a pretty what is it? Pretty print. Pretty print. We can use this method. So it is going to print the data in the pretty print. So we can use this. Let's see that. Oops. Yeah, right click, analyze, TestNG test. So now it is coming here, all the data, but I want to read in a different format like this. I'll show you that. So first, let me read all the data. Okay, let me read all the data. Like XML path, XML path, XML is equal XML path. No, already we declared, right? So no problem. String 2. I'll comment this. Okay, I'll comment this. String 2 is equal to XML path dot get string dot node dot to. Okay, this is the first element. Okay, string, this is from, is equal to XML path dot get string. This is going to be node dot from, and string, this is heading, is equal to XML path dot get string heading. String body is equal to XML path dot get string. This is the body, right? So now we are done with the 4 objects. Okay, 4 variables. and print extracted values. Okay, print extracted values. Print the extracted values here. So how to print that? So system.out.println. Okay, and here I'm using this format, guys. /n next line each element. Okay, extracted values. Dot star we can use it. Okay, or we can not required. And after this, we are going to use so like this format system.out.println, and here you go. Two space colon and like this plus 2. The same thing you can copy this, paste here, paste here, paste here, right? And this is going to be from, and this is going to be from. This is going to be heading, and this is going to be heading. This is going to be body. Now you can run this once. We'll see how it is going to print in the console. You see that this is how it is printing. Don't forget to list again. No problem. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the one I forgot this. Yes. Now it should be fine, I think. Yes, here you go. This is the extracted values format. So this is the how you can read the XML files data. XML response data. Okay, let's jump onto the new topic then. So now we will be working with the nested JSON, guys. Okay. So earlier we saw that we saw that XML nested values, right? So in the JSON also we saw that nested values. And here, if you want to work with the nested values from JSON, see if you have we have the user main tag. Okay. Under this we have the profile another tag. Under this we have the name tag. Okay. How to use that? We have the JSON data here. String name is equal to path dot get string of user dot profile dot name, user profile dot email. Like this we can use it. It is a simple one only. So same thing, same concept. So we'll see with the working with a JSON array in JSON. So this is the list of array elements, employees, list of array elements, name Neo department IT, and name Morpheus department HR, name Trinity department finance. Okay. So this kind of data, how to read it, how to read this kind of data. We'll see this. We'll see one by one. So extracting the array names as well as extracting the specific element from this array. Okay, let us see this. So we can go ahead and create the a new file here, JSON with array dot JSON, right? So now I can go ahead and create, and here employees, okay, right? So main tag, and then we have the list of elements, okay, list of elements, name that is called Neo, comma department IT. Let's close this. And after this, we can go ahead and create another one, copy the same thing, name Morpheus department HR, and there you go, Trinity department finance. Yes. Let me remove this semicolon here. Yes. Yep. It is good now. It is looking good now. All right. Now, how to read this with the array, a list of elements, a list of elements in the JSON array. Let me go ahead and right click, create a new class, day8 underscore read list of JSON array elements. Right. Test public void and read JSON array elements. Right. So yeah, if you want to copy this, okay, instead of reading from anywhere, we already seen it, right? So how to read the data from the JSON file? I'm just going to copy this straight away. And where is that file? Remove this, remove this, remove this, close this. Yeah, I'm going to declare in the string only. String, I can say JSON is equal to double quotes. Yep, you can use like this. And finally, we can add a semicolon here. Done. Yep. And yeah, how to read that? JSON path, JSON path is equal to, you can say JSON dot get list. I'm sorry, not get list, JSON path, right? So JSON path, new JSON path of file. I mean, this one. Okay, right. And after this, after creating an object, so what to do? List of values, I'm going to read it, right? List of strings, string, then names, I won't read it, only names. Okay, names is equal to JSON path dot get list, same thing, get list, and you can use employees dot name, employees dot department, like this. So employees dot name, that's it. So after this, if you want to print it, you can print it names. It is going to print the names. Yep. It's giving the null values. We'll see why it is coming like this. Employees. I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. I'll copy this, paste here, run this. We should print. Yes, Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity. So if you want to print the department also, you can use it, no problem. Copy this, DEPT, depth, yep, department. I'm sorry. And there you go, DEPT, right click, run as TestNG. Yes, it is printing now the departments. Okay, if you want to print, where is that names here? Oh, I changed it, right? So no problem. Names as well as departments. Right click, run as TestNG. Yes, it is printing the names and departments. So this is how you can go ahead and read the JSON array elements, guys. So we have seen multiple things. Number one, config readers, how to read the config files. Like any static data which is there in the config files, we're going to read that and pass it to your REST assured code, I mean REST API testing code, and passing JSON file, JSON response using JSON path. And we also extracted the specific values from the JSON. And we also read the XML file response using the XML path, working with the nested JSON, and we also worked with the arrays in JSON. So this is for the module 8, and we'll be seeing in the module 9 with the new concept. Until then, bye.